Hello, dear friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, very long time I did not record, post uh, any videos, and eventually I'm back. We will continue studying games of Ashot Anastasian. Here I'm having his game against Ilyas Mirin. Ashot Anastasian 2490 with the white pieces against Ilyas Mirin 2555. Moscow, Alekhine Memorial 1992. So we see very complicated position, I would say double-edged, and according to engines, black is okay. One of the possible moves for black to play is h7, h5, and the point is being whenever you take on c3, then pawn on e4 is hanging. And once you are losing your pawn on e4, then you let black to open up dark squared bishop along h8 a1 diagonal. So it's not that easy for white to win, to capture this pawn on c3. Let's also not forget that pawn on a4 is also hanging if you are capturing on c3. But here in this position, instead of waiting and making just useful move, Ilyas Mirin went knight a6, inaccuracy, queen takes, and knight b4. And we fully understand the point. Rook is under attack. You move the rook, you are losing the pawn on e4. And once again, by taking on e4, I'm slowly opening my dark squared bishop. But of course, nowadays computers are saying you can go rook b5, queen takes e4, and then c5. And if b takes c, bishop c4. You know, maybe in 2025, some very tricky players, close to 2700, or even above, can spot this tactical idea, or maybe even players which with much lower ratings. Hard to say. Please, you can pause the video. Which move would you play? And yes, ready? Anastasian just leaves the rook on d5, queen b3. Yes, takes, pawn takes on d5. And I like the following moves. Computer, for some reason, likes queen f6. I fully understand Smirin's decision placing the queen on c5 and not allowing rook c1. But most likely queen f6 with the idea is to go bishop f8 and then getting the bishop on c5. Queen c5, bishop a6, stopping all possible rook c8 ideas. And computer recommends going rook e7 and then rook c7. Bishop f8, and now another very classy move, bishop b5, attacking the rook. Since your pawn on e5 is hanging, you don't have rook d8 or rook c8, rook e7, but now your previous move, bishop f8, does not have any follow-up. Here, computer likes going rook d1 with the ideas to push d6 and maybe even d7. Of course, black will somehow stop, maybe by placing the queen on d6 or going rook d8. Anastasian goes h5. Computer does not like this idea trading the h pawns because you are not going to checkmate along h file, but later on we will see something like that. Queen d6 takes queen c3, and here king g7. No doubts, Anastasian played queen c3 to not let rook c7, but computers are saying rook c7, queen takes. If you go bishop c6, queen f6. Something really weird for any human. If takes, and bishop g7, f4 takes king g7. Not even attacking on e5, and here black does not have much problems. Yes, this is almost impossible to figure out over the board. In 1992, I'm pretty sure in 2025 as well. So it was this, rook d1, g3, but now slowly black is consolidating the position, f6, knight h4, trying to slowly build some attack or threatening this pawn on g6. Black is okay already, honestly speaking. King g2, rook b1. Yes, I think here computer does not like this queen c5 move and queen e2. Very classy move. We are transferring, we are bringing our queen this side of the board, threatening queen g4, f5, and now knight takes g6, and now rook h1. With the idea is to go queen h5, and now check, and now queen takes f5. Computer even shows very classy move bishop e8, but anyway, evaluation is around equality. Queen takes f5, rook f7, bishop e2, and here king f8 or queen d6 with some equality. Smirin went queen c8 and he blundered something. You can pause the video. Yes. How would you continue? Which tactical move Ilya Smirin missed? Rook h7. Yes, he played king g8. If you go king f8, then check. And now bishop h5. If you go king g7, then queen g6. And now d6. Rook d6, queen c8, king d6, queen takes f6. And white is winning. So it was this, queen g6. Yes, if you go bishop g7, then bishop g4 is coming. And now takes bishop g4. If you go this, then check, and then queen h7, I'm threatening queen g8. White is much better. So it was this. With the ideas if bishop e6, then rook takes. f3, very important move. Queen c6, very important move. Yes, if you take, then d takes c, and white is pushing c7. Yes, computer shows that after queen d8, maybe some small chances for black to save the game. And now king h3. Yes, total domination. Check, check, d6. White's king side and king is very much safe. You don't have any checks, any threats. My king is coming to g4. If need be, I can always go queen e8 and d7. And now check and then d7. You don't have any checks. Last attempt, king f5. And now takes. And here in this position, Ilya Smirin resigned. Yes, I think very classy game. Of course, black had decent position. They went knight a6. They allowed capturing this pawn on c3. They wanted to go knight b4, hoping to get the exchange, but Anastasian left the rook on d5, getting very strong pawn chain. And it was much better position for white, but later on Anastasian made some small inaccuracies and allowed opponent to get enough counterplay. But later on, after allowing queen e2, again gave some huge chances, huge opportunities for white to continue the game. And the final mistake was queen c8. I'm just assuming maybe he did not see this tactical idea, which I just showed d5, d6 tactical ideas. Thank you very much, dear friends. Please leave some comments. What do you think about this game? Yes, thank you very much.